You ask why we do this work, it's to feel that sense of freedom. Shelter is one of the basic necessities of life, and there's no substitute for it.
Don Terner stood for justice for the ordinary American citizen who was being left out of the economy. The working class and increasingly middle class person who works hard but can't get ahead, often because they can't find decent housing for their family. He brought together this love of architectural beauty, this incredible pragmatism, and this sense that he could do things that had never been done before and prove that they could be done. And, you know, he was a fighter. I'm hoping the prize will draw attention to the complex of things that you need to understand in order to do this work. You have to understand urban planning and architecture, the sociology of class, and then to be able to act on your understanding and build a fantastic project.
The Terner Prize was created, really was an idea of several board members who were either close to Don or who actually were inspired by Don but never knew him, inspired by the work that Bridge did, and really felt that it'd be a great way to honor Don's legacy is to reward creative quality development in the affordable housing realm.
When you go to a Don Terner project, what you see is a project that fits into the community and has really added quality to the social life of the community as well as its physical existence.
I'm actually sitting in an office of U.S. Bank in Oregon, and the building that we financed is right behind us, so there's only like a block separating us.
Northwest 8 is supportive housing for people in recovery from alcohol and drug addiction. It's divided into really two sections. There's the single room occupancy units, and then there's 60 units of housing that is permanent supportive housing for people in recovery from chemical dependency.
We were replacing what was known as the Danmore Hotel. It was a turn-of-the-century building that was being knocked down.
This particular project created a number of challenges because of the population that it serves, the location that it's in, and the very unique organization that is running it.
The city's commitment of $10 million to the financing was absolutely key, but it's an $18 million project.
We had worked with one tax credit investor for a period of 6 months. We were within a week or two of closing the transaction.
And I got a phone call one day and he said, "I'm sorry, but I took it to our investment committee and they said no."
One of the problems is that this type of project doesn't appeal to many of the tax credit investors.
Everything starts rolling through your head about what investment the city's already made in this project, this building that's going to get knocked down, there's 120 people, they need to live somewhere. You start getting extremely scared.
I was able at that point to call up our people at my own community development court back east who buys these tax credits, get them interested in the project.
We want to create a sense of ownership for everybody in the building, whether they're a transient, whether they're just visiting the clinic, or whether they consider this a permanent home. That's a real design challenge.
The first time around, we couldn't get approval from design review. As a result, we ended up actually designing the building twice.
And the mayor at that time, Vera Katz, was personally demanded that this kind of housing project an image that would be appropriate in the Pearl District. He made it clear that if we're going to spend public money, these projects should look as good as projects that are built for high-end consumers.
We have a lot of places where people have an intentional and unintentional social contact with one another, and the community kitchens, the balconies, the patios, the common spaces, the living room, the community rooms are all designed around this idea that we want places for people so that they can, in fact, support and interact with one another.
The mayor wants this to be a beautiful building. Central City Concern wants it to be a 100-year building. They want low maintenance. We want the residents to really feel proud of living here.
The building and the way it was designed and the place that it is and the people that invested in it, the building respects the people that live here, and they return that respect.
Incredible timeline, a mayor who was breathing down everybody's neck to make this a signature building, budgetary constraints, difficult program. I mean, you know, there probably was an angel looking over our shoulders, frankly.
So we just try to keep an eye on the neighborhood here. We've organized, you know, work parties to go over there and clean up any needles or any of the beer cans and just make it a safe place. So the residents like us because they know that we're not going to allow any activity that's going to be disruptive to our personal recovery. I can talk about the architect of it, but that's not that important to me. I mean, it is because it's pretty cool. It's recognized, and people go, "Oh, you live in that building?" Yeah, and they go, "What the hell goes on there?" I go, "Well, again, a lot of lives are being saved, man." What does this building produce? It produces a lot of upstanding members of society. That's what this building's about, and it's about saving lives and saving our community. Where would my life be without this type of environment, without this type of structure, without the recovery programs that I was able to receive? Chances are I'd be dead.
You don't go to a resort hotel and have a little old lady walk up to you, give you a big hug, burst into tears and say thank you very much. But I've had that happen many times.
Don died too young. And I think that everyone who knew him and understood that it was not right for him to have left the planet. He was such an important leader and such an important cheerleader for the people who were doing great things in his field. And his legacy, there's been a burning need to carry it on. We need so much more building for ordinary people, low-income and middle-income people. And so the purpose of the prize should be to encourage architects and planners to think about it more, to go into the field more, and to build more, and to make what they build beautiful.